Gaffer, starting off, looking back to last week's game, it was a good performance on the day, but unfortunately not the result we would have hoped for.
No, it was certainly a good performance. Sorry, we had plenty of opportunities to score a goal, but we just didn't take our chance on the day. And credit to Partick Thistle when they got their opportunity, albeit a bit fortuitous. A mistake, but that can happen in any game, and the punishes. So that was my only disappointment. We had 2 or 3 glorious opportunities first half. We've got the header second half with Morgie. And yeah, when you don't take your chances that come along, that can happen in football. But in terms of performance, I thought we were excellent for 90 minutes. Maybe the last 10 minutes it's maybe a bit flat because obviously Partick had got the goal and maybe the players were a wee bit deflated. They knew it was at stake. But listen, there's still a lot to play for. We've got 5 games left, 5 tough games, but winnable games as well, and a lot of points to play for. So we have to keep pushing right to the end.
Yeah, and away from the result of Saturday's match, it was obviously a big milestone for yourself, hitting 150 matches in the dugout. How much of an important moment was that for you?
Nah, it's not about me, Gareth. It's about the team and the club. My job's to win games of football. So, like I say, I don't really look into it. Yeah, it's 150 games, but I want to continue. I want more. I want to be successful. I want the team to be successful. I want players to be successful. So, I don't really look into games. That's not my remit. My job's to make sure there's a team here fighting for everything, fighting for points, fighting for this football club, and that's what I'll continue to do until I'm told otherwise.
And we've seen the ability of this team to bounce back on many occasions this season, and you'll be hoping for the same again tomorrow.
100%. We always get a lift, but listen, it'll be a difficult game. We know that. Falkirk are flying. They've been really consistent this season. That's credit to John and Paul for the team they put together. Their consistency throughout the season has been credit to them. So we know how difficult the game will be, but we have to go there with the thought process and the mindset that we can pick up 3 points. We know it won't be easy, but we have to go there with that mindset. They've played them 3 times this season, they've beat us 3 times, so they've had one number in terms of that. But I certainly think in terms of the game, maybe like I say, the last time we were there wasn't the best performance, and that's why we were punished. But certainly in the last 2 games, or the games in between that, we've certainly had opportunities and we're just not taking them. The game we played them a few weeks ago, was off the back of 3 games in 6 days where the players were knackered and they were spent. So hopefully a better spectacle tomorrow, and we're looking forward to the game. But Falkirk will also know the importance. They've obviously got the perfect result on Wednesday night with Livingston dropping valuable points, and puts Falkirk in a better position to go and win the title. So I think it's just a matter of time now before that happens, but we want to go there and show a good account of ourselves as well. Yeah,
and you've mentioned the previous encounters against Falkirk as well. Is there anything from those games that you look back to that you want to try and apply tomorrow?
We have to defend better. That's my only negative. Is we haven't defended our box well enough in the 3 games against Falkirk. We've had a lot of good entries into their box. We don't take our chances, but certainly the biggest thing that in the 3 games I've taken from myself, or from our point of view, is we haven't defended well enough, and that's where we've been punished.
And just finally, in terms of squad selection, how are we looking ahead to tomorrow?
Everybody's fit and available. Obviously still missing Ian Wilson. I don't know how long that's got to be, so we just have to let that one ride out, but certainly everyone else is fit and available and good to go.